A very good day and welcome to the studio here at GTV, where Rahil Radhakrishna and I are going to go through the race meeting that's going to take place on Thursday, the 27th of October 2022 on the Highveld at the Vaal Classic Track. Rahil, how are you?
Very well, thanks, and yourself, Warren. Looking forward to this meeting. It does look to be a nice card with quite a few nice horses on show. And we'll kick off with race number 1. It does not form part of the bipod, as it is a 9-race program, 11:35. So it is an early start over at the Vaal. Work Riders maiden plate over 1450. And it does look to be a 2-horse race between numbers 7 Stepping Out with Sam Mosia aboard, and number 11, Noble Kingdom, with a Waitin van Staden drawn right next to one another. My first choice would be Noble Kingdom, based on his last performance when narrowly denied behind Eye of the Prophet. He made good improvement based on his first run when beaten behind Guapo. He was fancied on debut as well to get the job done. And then last time out was fairly friendless in the market, drifted out all the way to 12-1. And I think Noble Kingdom will run an absolute cracker. And then Stepping Out, he does look to be the main danger. If Noble Kingdom were to fluff his lines, then I think Stepping Out will pick up the pieces.
No arguing here in the very first race. I'm in your camp. I think number 11, Noble Kingdom, will be hard to beat. Waitin van Staden's doing well in these work riders races. So for me, 11 Noble Kingdom, 7 Stepping Out, and 2 horses to include in quartets and trifectas as value for the places are 3 Global Approach and number 5 Broadway. Let's move on to the second race, which is a 96 handicap, a very difficult race. The early time of recording scratched is number 2. There's a lot of horses here, Rahil, that are returning from breaks, and fitness will be an issue. Or a concern, I should say. I haven't really got a selection, but what I can bring to the table is that I'm expecting a huge run from number 1, Mardi Gras. He's more than capable. Samanga Kamalo rides for the first time. He's dropped from 124 to a 99. And yeah, although it's been 558 days since he's last won, I think he's more than capable of going close in a race like this, taking into consideration that a lot of the others are returning from very long rests.
I have to agree with you. Mardi Gras does look to be a serious contender despite having to carry 61.5 kgs on the back. To me, it does look to be a 2-horse race between Mardi Gras and number 3, Dock of the Bay, whose confidence would have been given a huge boost last time out when he won beating Mr. Fitz at Hollywoodbets Greyville in one of the GTH race meetings. And Dock of the Bay, Mardi Gras, I think those 2 horses should be good enough in race number 2, and especially for those bipods. Now we'll move along to race number 3 on the program. Place Accumulator gets underway in race 3. It's a maiden plate over the 1800 meter trip. 12:35 is the time you need to get those bets on. Current favorite is number 11, Otto Lucan, from the Tyrone Zaki yard with Ryan Munger aboard. Second favorite, Big Guy, 7-2. That's going to be the top choice for me. He's got a plum draw. He's been run up in his last 2 starts. Last time out behind King of Rome. And I think that Big Guy, his day in the sun, is going to come. And I feel that Alec Laird has pumped the right field with this individual. Caden Brewer aboard. He's gotten to know him well in his last 3 starts. So he'll be the top choice for me. And I think Big Guy could certainly get the better of Otto Lucan, who just looked to be a bit one-paced in the finish last time out. He's a big individual, and possibly the Vaal Classic track doesn't quite suit him, and he's got a wide draw to contend with. So I'm willing to take the favorite on here, who's at 22-10 with a Big Guy who has a plum draw. Warren, who's your top choice in the lineup?
Well, we're a little different here. I am not prepared to take the favorite on. I like Otto Lucan. Yes, I hear your concerns. But he comes from Tyrone Zaki stable, and my, oh my, have they hit their straps recently. They are churning out the winners. Tyrone Zaki, good stable, good trainer. So I'm going to go with their good form to continue. Otto Lucan from Big Guy, obviously a serious runner. Last time, drawn 11 of 12. This time, as you've said, gets an absolute cracking draw of gate 1. So they do look to be the 2 principal contenders. Others that deserve a quick mention, 2 Clap of Thunder, 4 Gregor McGregor, and 10 Bronze Sword could all be ones worth including in trifectas and quartets. But Otto Lucan and Big Guy look to be the main contenders. Let's move on to race 4, which is a maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1,800 meters, and the race is at 1:05. Coffee in Seattle, not much more from me, I like the Mambo and Seattle filly for Pete Bunzaya and Corey Lensley. Gavin Arena's going to ride. Improvement from run 1 to run 2. And she is my each-way choice for the race.
Yeah, nice improvement last time out, Warren, from this individual when she went up to 1,700 meters. And I'm sure that she's going to continue on that upward spiral and improve again. But it's hard to be too confident on her because she's been a horse that has been comfortably beaten, but she should go close in the slam just based on what she does take on. Karen's Legacy, I think, is going to be a serious contender as well from the Cornet PCR. Last time out reported not striding out, and I think she'll strip a much fitter individual this time out. So for me, it does look to be a 2-horse race. Karen's Legacy and Coffee in Seattle, both top of the board. One's at 22 to 10, one is at 5 to 2, so not much to separate between the two in the market. And I think those two should fight out the finish in race 4. We move along to race number 5, another maiden plate for the fillies and mares. 1,800 meters the distance in this lineup. And I think the horse that they all have to beat here is number 9, Pomazilas. Has been priced up at 12 to 10 in the market, has found quite a bit of support. Open up at around 5 to 2, I think it is, and shorten all the way into 12 to 2. Now, last time out, she was beaten behind Intoxicating in what is holding up to be a strong form line. There's been winners from the form line. She's got a plum draw, Calvin Abib aboard, and I think she just needed those first 2 runs. Those runs would have brought on leaps and bounds, and she's a horse that is going to enjoy ground. 1,800 meters this time out, and I think Joey Soma has found the perfect race for this individual to crack her maiden tag. So she's going to be a banker in the place accumulator for me. And just I'll include 2 more horses in those pick 6s. Numbers 1, Apache Fighter, and number 2, Sassy. I think both horses could possibly challenge Pomazilas in terms of the winning position, but I think she's going to go very well here. Will this 3-year-old daughter of Pomodoro? Warren, you agree with that?
I do agree with your selections and your reasoning. I just want to add one more horse to the conversation. Number 3, Coffee Berry for Paul Matchett. He owns this filly as well. Keegan DeMello, banging form. I think that if Coffee Berry had to go close and to earn a place check, I wouldn't be shocked at all. But you're quite right. Joey Soma's horse, Pomazilas, looks to be the one they all have to fear the most. Moving on to race 6, which is an 80 handicap over 1.5 kilometers. It's at 2:15. The average rating is a 76. Very excited, Rahil, to see Turpitz run the Silvano Gelding for Brett Crawford. His stable up in the Highveld is banging form. This is for Hollywood Syndicate. Kabela Matsunyani, yes, they do have a deep draw to overcome, but clearly he's got ability. I think he's got a strong each-way chance, but the one they might have to all fear the most is number 2, Legislates Dance. 2 and 8 or 8 and 2, those are my 2 numbers for race 6.
The horse for me here is number 5, Bloomington. He's a horse that I'm going to take a chance with in the place accumulators. He won a nice race last time out when he beat Flashy Apache. Now, Flashy Apache has come through to win, and Frank the form. This horse, drawn in gate number 2, Samanga Kumalo aboard. He's 1 from 1 over the distance, and I think Bloomington, he could certainly make it back-to-back victories. He does take his part in a competitive race, so I'm happy to take my chances here and bank him in the place accumulator. If he doesn't run into the top 3, I would be disappointed. Just based on Samanga getting aboard this individual and him winning quite a comfortable race last time out. So I think at 9 to 2 in the market, he'll run an absolute cracker. Warren likes Legislates Dance at 4 to 1. And then horse number 8, Tippett, who's been priced up at around 11 to 2. So 3 horses that you could certainly include into the pick 6. Now we'll move along to race number 7 on the program. This is an MR80 handicap set to be run over the 1,200 meter trip. 14.50 is the time you need to get your bets on for this race, and a race where we do have 3 horses that have been priced up as favorite, all at 3 to 1 in the market. That's Chayavana, Bonnaroo, and Twice the Storm. And Back to Basics is your 6 to 1 shot in the lineup. Now, Warren, what did you make of this lineup? A horse by the name of Back to Basics. He romped home to victory last time out when beating Arbitrator. The penultimate form line has been franked because Dancing Dora has come through to win once again, and of course Back to Basics winning. He doesn't have the best of the draws to contend with, gate number 12 around the turn, but he's a horse that's banging form, course and distance suited, and I think he could go well once again.
And the Brett Weber stable are certainly in form and doing well. Lightweight, Nathan Klink's going to ride. Yes, they do have a deep draw, but I'm sure he's more than capable, Nathan Klink, of sorting that out. Number 7, Bonnaroo is returning from a long rest, but he's clearly got ability. She, rather, has got clearly packed with ability. And if she were to make a winning comeback, I wouldn't be shocked at all. Mike de Kock has had a couple of runners recently that have returned from rest and found themselves bang in the winner's enclosure. And number 9, Twice the Storm, has an undeniable hat-trick chance. So 12, 9, 7 look to be the principal contenders for race 7. Race 8 is a 90 handicap for fillies and mares. 1,000 metres, they're up the straight, Vaal Classic. And Rosario, number 2, certainly has consistent form and has got to have an undeniable each-way chance. But number 10, Flower Bomb. 7, Kiss Me Captain. This is a good race. Blinded by the lights, has even got a chance despite the rest. I'm throwing in quite a few horses here.
Competitive race, Warren, but I think this horse, Kiss Me Captain, is well above average. Draw Negate, number 3. I haven't made a bank on the show as my bankers have come early on in the card, but Kiss Me Captain, she's certainly a horse that I would take a stance, and I think you could bank her in the pick 6. It does look to be a competitive race. If you aren't convinced about Kiss Me Captain, I'll just throw in one more horse. That's number 10, Flower Bomb. She's a horse that ran an absolute cracker last time out behind Epico. Comfortably beaten, 2.5 lengths. She is better off at the weights with Rosario as well. Chase Mojan aboard once again. He rode this individual on debut, so he gets back in the irons now. She's 1 from 1 at the course. In terms of distance, she has one of the distance with 2 seconds. So I think Flower Bomb will go close. But Kiss Me Captain, she's a horse that she's 3 from 3. I think that she can certainly make it 4 from 4. Last time out, I thought it was an acid test. She came through with flying colours. This does look to be an easier event, I'd say, based on the horses that she took on were feature race last time out. So I think that Kiss Me Captain will run well, and then Flower Bomb want to keep a very close eye on. And as you heard from Warren, he's going to include quite a few horses in race number 8. Now we'll move on along to race number 9 on the program. It's a fillies and mares 76 handicap, 1,000 meters a distance. And we see another sort that is quality. Number 6, Mythical Dream. 2 runs, 2 victories. Randall Simons aboard last time out. Gavin Lerena back aboard. And she did things from a wide draw last time out. 10 out of 10 draw. It's never easy to win around the turn on the Turf 15 inside track over the 1,000 meter trip, especially as a young horse. She got the job done beating Clean Living. She's incurred a 7-point penalty for that victory, but I think she's a horse that's going places for the Jan Yatse van Vuren yard. Gavin Lerena back aboard. She's another horse that I think you could certainly bank her in those place accumulators. I think that she could make it 3 from 3, but she's not going to have an easy task in this lineup. I think quite a few horses could possibly challenge her. And if she were to come through, then I think she's a horse that the yard could certainly, and the owners could certainly have quite a bit of fun with. But Warren, what do you make of Mythical Dream? Is she a horse that you think could be vulnerable in this lineup, or are you with her?
I'm with her. Beautifully bred. Karari out of a Jetmaster mare called Lightning Bird. Beautifully bred. I think she'll make it 3 from 3. Her wins have been impressive, and I've got a lot of faith in her. Rose for Trippy is my exacta selection, number 9, but I'm all in with number 6, Mythical Dream. That is the 9th final race at the Vaal. Let's go straight into our shortlist, and we'll take you through that. I'll start, and then we'll hand you over to Raheel, and he will certainly wrap up and wish you all the very best. Place accumulator bankers, Otto Lukin, and in the 4th race, Coffee in Seattle. I really believe these 2 horses can place. I know Raheel was a little concerned about Coffee in Seattle being fairly well beaten, but I think there's plenty of scope for improvement there. Coffee in Seattle, as I said, I'm maybe not so sure about the win, but place I'm quite confident. And Otto Lukin, well, I like this horse, and I like this horse a lot. Horses to watch out for: Mardi Gras in the 2nd race and Coffee Berry in the 5th race. Those are my 2 to keep an eye out for. That's my short list. That's the last you'll hear from me. I hand over to my colleague and good friend Raheel Radhikrishna for his short list and to wrap up the show.
Thanks for that, Warren. It's with my PA bankers, 3 of those, and then 1 horse to watch out for. Race 3, number 1, Big Guy. Warren likes Otto Lukin. So Big Guy, certainly I think if you go 2 horses, you'll come through. Race 5, number 9, Pomazilas, and race 6, number 5, Bloomington. And then a horse to watch out for, race 8, number 10, Flower Bomb. Kiss Me Captain does look to be the part in that lineup, but if you're looking for cover, I suggest number 10, Flower Bomb. That's it for our shortlist. part of the show, and hopefully Warren and myself have guided you in the right direction for racing at the Vaal Classic Track Thursday. All the best, guys, and find all the winners.